That was pretty well timed, Blair.
That was
You should have
good.
done the announcement. And now, from down under.
And now
Where
the
the
thunder from
kookaburras
down
are.
under. It's J.A.U. Woodturning.
The thunder from down under. No, that's in the mornings upstairs.
The kangaroos outside the door.
Yeah, don't tell them. Skippy will get in trouble, all right? Do you know who Skippy is?
No.
Do you-
Who?
Maybe you go and look up Skippy the bush kangaroo. Go on. Go look it up.
Skippy the bush kangaroo.
Oh, Jesus, don't say it like that.
I've been watching a bunch of Australian television. I get and you might get a kick out of this. They have an ABC, Australian Broadcasting Company.
Yep.
And it'll pop up on my web often for ABC being American Broadcasting.
Yep.
For news stories. So I get the news stories from Australia. I find them quite interesting.
Do you?
And then I got addicted to a couple of your crime shows on ABC in Australia.
I try and watch as little TV as possible, to be honest.
Right now, my wife and I are actually watching an Australian show, or whatever it's called. Something about children or something like that, or good. But we like it. It's good.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not much help to you with that. My TV is my computer monitor, and it very, very rarely gets flicked over to TV.
Yeah, that's this younger generation. They can watch what they want to watch when. I know because I watch BBC all the time in England.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
I've never really liked the TV, to be honest. I don't really care for it. I'd rather go and do something outside if there was only TV to watch. But now that there's internet, you get infinity.
Yeah, I don't like the local TV stuff. I would rather watch something on Netflix or Hulu or something like that.
Yeah, no, I've had Netflix, and I gave that the flicks about 2 months later because it got boring. Amazon Prime, I really love that. Hey, that's excellent. I've had that for about 6 months and still not bored with it yet. So.
Yeah, I've had it for years.
Yeah, no, it's excellent.
Not just for the shopping, but for the TV that goes with it. And I have YouTube TV.
Yes. Yeah,
I cut the cable here about a month ago, and all we have is broadband at 1 gig.
Yep. I've got premium YouTube, so don't have to watch them annoying adverts.
Amen.
Donkey badonky.
Yeah, that crack is looking bad.
Yeah, well, this wood's actually not bad for splits, to be honest. I know a lot of people have said to me, "Oh, that crack's going to split," and it hasn't. So I will go with caution. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah. Well, you never know when it's just going to break loose and hit you.
Yeah, I do most of my bowl turning like over there at the end of my lathe. So if it's going to shoot off, it's normally going to go that way.
Well, I'm talking about the big vertical crack in the wood.
This one.
Bad.
Yeah. I've got super glue, just not much of it. So I'll just wait till I've got down a little bit, get down inside.
Yeah, it's a better time at night, at least for us up here.
Nicer day and night, rather.
Good day, Mike. How are you?
How you going, Mike? Sorry, I haven't got the chat open, so people have to tell me, and they didn't. So.
And that's okay, Mike. We'll take you for 20 minutes. That's awesome.
That's probably long enough with Mike. Sorry, Mike.
He's not really, Mike. Funny.
All right, Robbo. So while he's doing that,
Sorry, what's that?
so while he is doing that, all of those little exercises that you had him do over the past couple days,
Yeah.
I've been doing in my garage with stuff all day today for at least probably about 4 hours, and I love my bowl gouge now.
Good.
That it is amazing. Those techniques just made things so much easier.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole basis of turning. Good day, Hodgepodge. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, that's what I say. Once you learn to spindle turn, the bowl turning suddenly becomes very easy.
Yeah, I didn't turn any bowls other than I did that, but no, all the stuff that I was working on today was just wow.
Yeah, what, were you using a bowl gouge for doing spindle work or using a spindle gouge for... Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have any qualms about that, except that spindle tools generally work a lot better for doing spindle work than bowl gouges. Open your flute out a little bit, Jay. Bit more. Well, I'm glad you got something out of it anyway, Blair.
No, I got a lot. That was fantastic teaching. And Jay, thanks a lot for making the mistakes so I didn't.
Well done. No worries. At least someone can learn from it, I suppose.
I think Jay's a secret masochist. You know, he likes the pain.
Yeah. Oh, don't tell everyone. Bloody hell.
It's really a waste of time filling those cracks at the moment down
Oh,
there because you know
What I
we're
was
down.
going to try and do was just try and get that to
Leave that
drip
on when you're
down deep.
I need a light on that side.
It might not work, given that.
You want to say hi to Australia?
Hell yeah.
Hello, lady in the background.
I don't think it's a lady, but all right.
Oh, I can't. I must admit, I can just hear her, and that's it.
Here.
Hey, yeah, mate. Hey. Where you going, bro? Where you going? Come back here.
We're as far south as you can get in Australia.
Australia is nice.
If you want to go to the Antarctica, we're one more hop.
The majority of the country is without trees.
That's not fun.
It's an island. Well,
Or is it?
pardon?
Is it fun with country?
Don't even bother. That's all going to disappear, Joe.
I know. I just didn't want to flick glue everywhere.
Semi-arid.
You still read?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not as green and lush as we had. It's
Hey, Hodge, that's a real good question. I've been wondering if Mike is doing anything on YouTube either. I've never seen him do anything.
More like brown desert.
No, he just likes to talk about it, Blair,
Except for it's dirt.
and give everyone else shit, you know.
Well, even on Instagram,
Ours used to be.
I don't see him on
over
Instagram either.
the centuries, it got pulverized to sand.
See this one here?
Blown away.
It goes in
That
there,
happened in
pops out there.
the 18th
Yeah, I know.
to out west.
Well, that's a knot.
Yeah.
Most of the soil blew away because they cut up all the trees and all the greenery to put some stuff. And there was a drought, and there was no water to hold the soil together. They had big windstorms and they blew about 1.5% of the soil away. That's part of our U.S. history.
Oh, don't fill his head full of lies. We've got lots of trees. No? Oh. Come on, man.
I heard they learn all that in school. Fifth and sixth.
Mike, I'm not sure I've got you on Facebook.
Yeah, I've got him on Facebook. He's not under Midnight Joker. He's under his right name.
He's under his name, Mike Kem. CEMM. And then he's only got like the Facebook silhouette as his
two or three. I
DP.
mean, it was, everybody said you couldn't patent it. It wasn't patentable. And then big companies got the money to patent. Universities took rights claiming they invented it. So it was a big legal mess because there wasn't any laws governing any of that because it didn't exist. It was being invented. It's like I wrote AI software for a cash register. And we went to court in Ann Arbor twice. Then we went and it escalated to federal court in Detroit. Then got moved to Atlanta.
So what state is Mike in?
Higher court company I was suing for it got
He's
bought
in,
out. So
UK.
I had to sue, and not just me, there's about 5 of us involved because we owned a little company, AI. We put artificial intelligence in cash registers for Ray Kroc, for McDonald's. Myself and 3 students.
Hoping you flew down a little bit, Joe. That's better. Good.
First one to put artificial intelligence in a point of sale terminal. Today it's considered extremely crude. But at the time, this technique was considered crude. But when we did it, and we still do it, I mean, it's still a common practice using the same algorithm or concept. It's just that you write the code a little different, a little more modern.
Move your rest in.
And then in those days, it was arguing. I wrote it in Fortran and you write it in Cobol.
What was that?
They're both different.
Move your rest in and keep that flute more open. You're still closing it down.
Right. Just because I can rewrite it in another language doesn't mean that I own it. The whole concept and how it works and the principles of it. That whole thing was in court for several, probably 5-6 years, whether that could be done or not.
Was it
Sorry, folks. I'll be back again in a minute.
Always got the shit.
You copyright the code, but you patent the idea, because then ideas could couldn't be patented, but they can. We were able to get it accepted because that was a big argument. Can ideas be patented that don't work? And we've done it for years prior to that, for at least 50 to 80 years beforehand, because a lot of the stuff that people invented with bullshit didn't work anyway, but they still had a patent on it. But finally the court said, yeah, I guess okay. Yes and no. I'm listed as the inventor, but I'm not. Don't turn it off. Because the people who finally got it, because they're the ones that, even though I owned it, they got the royalties. Because you could separate that. And I didn't know it. I was very naive.
Geez, you're fast, Jay. That's shaping right up.
Yeah, it's a bit easier when you kind of know what you're doing, isn't it?
Ooh, that's going to be fun. Yeah, Just be careful. Are you going to do a mortise or are you going to?
Oh, I think I might do. I would like to do a mortise, but I'm a bit worried that when I put pressure on this,
Yeah.
it's gonna split it. But a tenon's not going to be much better either, because if it's going to stick out and have that on it, it's going to break anyway when I put it in the chuck, isn't it?
Yeah, but you're going to be squishing it together, so it will be better.
Yeah. All right.
But that tenon looks too small.
Yeah, it is, because that's a bit wonky there. So I'm going to flatten it off, so then I can start
Okay.
it from there. I don't care how small the bowl is. I just would rather that be flat there, so it butts up against the chuck.
Gotcha. Okay.
What's the internet password? Apuntale.
1688032. Nothing's changed. No, just the number. The AF is my personal secret one. So what did you do today?
What's that, Dr. Bob?
What did you do today?
I spent most of the time in my shop. I made a oak mallet. I did just a practice little bud vase and destroyed some pine doing beads and coves and working with my bowl gouge. And this was the last thing that I did.
Well, you
And I
destroyed
figured out what I'm going to do.
pine. That's pretty good. Beads and coves out of pine,
Yeah, it's good practice.
especially if you just, depending on the type of pine. I have a friend of mine years ago. He wanted beads and coves, and he used pine from a Christmas tree, pine tree, with all the branches and knots in it.
Yeah.
He finally succeeded, and when he finished it, it looked gorgeous. But when it
Huh.
dried out, it was in pieces.
Oh, I did start I have a piece of, I believe it's applewood, and it's so wet right now that I got it into a general shape and hollowed it out so it'll dry a little bit faster. But I wasn't gonna turn it any more than I needed to because it was rough going.
You don't nuke them, or won't your
I've
wife
never
rinse
done
it?
that. I should, but I've never done it.
I have 2 or 3 times. It seems to work. Takes a couple of days. I take my time at it. 2 minutes or something like that, and then you let it air out, let the moisture get out of it, and reshape it in 2 minutes more. About an hour later. Let it cool down enough.
Yeah, I'll have to try it.
Everything come out all right.
Yeah, ends at the moment.
Ooh,
Oh man,
what'd you eat? Wild
Uh,
kangaroo?
Nah, it must have been a bit of tough emu I had last night, I think. Uh, my wife is retiring in about 3 to 4 weeks' time, and I reckon she's trying to get rid of me so she's got all the redundancy pay to look after herself.
Put a bed in the shop to protect yourself.
Yeah.
Then you can put a sign up, dirty old man lives here.
Yeah.
Those cracks
That-
scare me.
That is a nasty piece of wood, Jay.
that is.
Yeah, I'm still going to try though. I always stand off to the back of the lathe when I'm turning it.
Yeah,
so.
well, that's a very good idea. Come back to the bottom and get that down to round first to get rid of that
No,
bit there. Come right down to the bottom and start forming from the bottom so as the chisel's not bouncing all over the joint.
well, I'd like to put a little bit of a stand on this one.
What do you
All
mean?
right. I like carve it, go in like that, and then come back out and make the bowl there. You know.
Yeah, well, get rid of your base first. Start right at the tailstock end so as you can get the thingo.
Yeah, Hodge, I'm pondering what to do with this, and I think I know what I'm gonna do. So I did this today. However, if you look in the middle, that middle is just like ready to push out. And so
Right, stop there, Jay, and then come back and make another cut. Now come back and make another one. Now you've got a flat surface where the chisel isn't being thrown against you all the time.
Wow, that is really hot.
Well, if your bum was dragged along the ground as far as that has been, you'd be hot too, I tell you.
Her.
Figure how many miles an hour it's going.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What you laughing at, Robbo?
I just saw Mike's comment about staying. Just got a coffee, so he's staying for an hour or so just to annoy Jay now.
You know what would suck more for him though? I can't see the chat, so haha, Mike. So you can sit there all you want, buddy.
Right, now technically you should be doing that bit there from the centre out. Right?
I was
But-
just getting rid of some waste wood.
Yeah, I know. But it is hard work to do that. So there is a knack to doing it that way, but you've got to be very, very slow in your traverse or you down your cut, and you actually close the flute right down.
All right.
Let's have a look at the cracks in that first.
Hang on, I'll go back again.
Yeah, no. Right, turn it over 180 degrees, please, Jay. Right. That one in the middle really, really worries me. Just turn it back again and I'll show you which one.
Super glue now.
Yeah, so that crack there runs all the way up and it looks like it's going to join that one there.
This one here.
Yep.
They radial from the same spot.
Well, that's normal. I always come from the heartwood out.
Yeah. It also goes down the side too.
Yeah.
All right, I'll give it some super
You
glue.
could have a big piece come out. To me, that would go in the Barbie.
Yeah, there's a lady named Valerie that used to come in here a fair bit. She would say the same thing. Dr. Bull?
And personally, I would too, but
You know me.
Until you get hit, hurt, damaged, you gotta. People are make mistakes. They have to learn the hard way.
yeah.
Because that whole side of the bowl looks like it's going to come off. Either that or it's an illusion from here.
It's that one that's up and to the right that worries me.
Yeah. Especially when you start hollowing, it's going to go.
Right?
You're better finding a new block of wood.
I'm going to keep going.
Well, as I always say, well, it's your face in front of it, it's not mine.
Yeah, you know what? Every time someone says don't do it, it makes me want to do it more.
That's a masochist.
Yeah. All right. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You can say you told me so, but
If you're
I'm
alive.
I'm still gonna try.
But the thing is, if you get hurt, then you'll give up the sport and the hobby of wood turning.
Nah. I was learning to do it with one hand, one eye, one foot. Now, if anything, it's gonna launch through my shed, and I've got another shed next to this one, so it might end up in that one.
Bounce back and hit you in the head.
I'll be out the door. My door's like right there.
Yeah, don't matter. You can't go faster than that can fly. You're not Superman. I know with me, with my Powermatic, I got a safety crib I can put over it that hinges and goes up and down. Sucker's heavy. And I've only used it a few times, and I'm lucky on 2 of them because I had a piece blow up.
Yes, I am still listening, Dr. Bob.
I like the shape. I've done stuff like that. As a fruit bowl or something like that. That's a nice idea for a fruit bowl. Yeah, hodgepodge. That's what I've got, but I got the extension for it too. Though the 3520, well, it actually is 3522. It was done. It's a early model. It doesn't even have the A on it yet.
Right, stop it and give us a look, Joe. This is one job where you're going to have to stop it and look at it very carefully every time, and every couple of minutes, because you're likely to go through a crack and open it right out.
Oh. I don't want to go. I'm not going to go much more than that anyway, because I don't want to tempt fate.
Yeah, well, I'd put some more super glue in those cracks and let them dry it for a few minutes.
Smoko.
Order a cup of coffee.
Yeah. I don't know. I might get away with it. I might get told off.
Yeah, hodgepodge. That's a good lathe. I've had friends that have them, and they like them.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Soren. Yeah, I think you should have bought 4 or 5 litres of it for this one.
It's cheaper that way.
It is.
And you know, the sickening part is if you know someone in a hospital or medical, at least here in the States, and I understand Canada too, they have a used by expire date or throw away.
Yeah.
Because CA is used for medical. That's what it was invented for back in early NOM days. For gluing a wound together until you could get to a surgical facility.
Get it down the end there too, Joe.
Down here.
Yeah, down that crack there.
But the CA glue, the medical stuff, expires, and hospitals and clinics have to get rid of it. But it doesn't expire for us wood turners. It expires because of what they use it on skin for. And they just throw it in the dumpster.
Soren's in, Jay, and he said you're going to need more than those small tubes of CA.
How you going, Soren? Thank you for subscribing yesterday. Would they like to join the voice chat too?
Who? Sorry.
Soren. Soren.
Oh, hello. You've given Hodge a few ideas there, Bob. He's thinking my wife's a nurse.
Ah,
She could be raiding the
Hello?
medical cabinet.
Yep. Big
just tell her to keep an
hospitals.
eye out. Tell her to keep an eye out for the out of date stuff so that she can grab it before they throw it.
Yeah, because it's still good for us wood turners. It can't be used on skin. And here in the States, we're more strict with medical supplies for pets than we are people because veterinarians, it expires for them about a year before it does for people. But it's still good to use. It'll still glue your fingers together.
Speaking of cup of tea, oh, jeez, yes. About that time.
Is it now?
Yeah, make sure
Yeah.
you're drinking, Robbo.
Oh, yeah. All right, I'll be back in half a minute.
So did Soren want a mic invite, or are they happy to type?
Didn't say.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah, that side's really pretty. The other one,
that side's really punky.
oh,
Yeah. So all of this here, it's all punky. All down here, it's all punky. It's solid in here, but it's punky there and punky there. Oh, and I saw a little patch of punky coming out there too, you see?
yeah.
You get that with this wood though, a lot.
Soren
Do
said
you
he's
have
happy
enough?
to type.
Okay.
Do you have enough CA to handle it?
Most probably not, but shit happens.
Yeah, but that could be deadly.
Got your
I don't know
headphones on?
why youth feel so invincible.
Bulletproof.
Oh, no, I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, you are saying it though.
You better go back and watch all the turning I've done with all the peppercorn. Because that's all been like this too, unfortunately, and I've turned a lot of stuff with it.
I have. You're lucky. Maybe it's us old farts that's been at it and seen disasters.
It's called wisdom.
Oh, don't worry, I take it all on board, but yeah. There's that but, isn't it? Like but.
Yeah, that's called youth.
Taste death, live life.
I think one of the best signs I ever saw in a shop, and I've had a few, but I've given them away. It's stupidity rules.
Yep.
But in a way, when you look at young adults today, and it's, do you think I can get away going 10 miles over the speed limit? They're not going to catch me. I know better. It's an attitude. But that's what you want in young warriors. Yeah, I can make it over the hill and throw the grenade in the nest. 10 people later, I can still do it. They never could, but I know how. Unfortunately, I was one of those, but I was smart enough to stay back. It's not being a coward when you know it's bad. It's like for
Well,
me,
hi, Effie.
jumping out and learning to parachute. You want to get out of a perfectly good plane and do what? 700 feet?
It, were you airborne or?
No,
Hello, Yappy.
that was just for fun. I got talked into it by a bunch of peers. Peer pressure seems to win. I was an electronic nut nerd, whatever, and it's like you got to come and be one of the gang. Is Robo watching TV?
I'm not sure what he's doing.
He's pointed it around to face the screen, so we can't see what he's doing.
I'll tell you, that's an interesting delay time to be able to see it that way.
Hello, Eva. Welcome, welcome.
How you going, Eva? How are you? Oh. I'm not really going to do too much with the bottom of that now. I think I might just sand it up.
We've got a couple more people in. Effie Smith.
Oh, Effie, how you going, Effie?
Sorry, I've been out Phil's workshop, so I'll take it that's Phil.
How you going, Phil? I think Effie is from America.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
And Eva Lindquist.
Yep.
No, from Sweden.
And then we have Phyllis Workshop just joined us. Welcome.
Yeah.
How you going, Phyllis?
Phil.
Phil's. Sorry.
There you go. Look at that.
Got my old eyes going.
I am going to sand this bottom part up now. I'm not going to push it too much further.
Yeah, I thought you might have been Eva. Eva's the cat and the fish. She quite often joins the English lives.
Yes.
Yeah. From good old Mississippi.
No, it's wait on. I'll tell you what the time is in Australia. It is 2:30 in the afternoon on the 11th of October.
Yeah, I get a kick out of it. They're tomorrow to us.
Yeah,
They're in a time machine. This is happening in the future. What you're seeing.
Effie says I just like to watch men work. All my men are dead. Now, did you kill them through hard work, Effie, or did they just die naturally? He's attempting to make a bowl.
Boy.
No, I wasn't laughing at you, Jay. I was laughing at Effie. They died to get away from me.
Poor bastards.
It reminds me of a really bad joke.
Yeah.
Why did men die first? Because they want to.
Yeah. Yeah, he's attempting to make a bowl out of a really crappy bit of timber, but anyway, we'll see how it goes.
Thanks for that, Robbo.
There's another term for that called polishing a turd.
Yes,
Well,
that's what it's doing.
No, Effie, I have a friend that she's been married twice. Both husbands died in front of her of a heart attack, believe it or not.
Is it a coincidence? Was it a cooking?
No, actually, she's a very good cook. Yeah, they're both nice blokes too.
If anyone in the chat that's just typing would like to come on the microphone, let me know and I'll send you a link. Oh, that'll mess you up a bit.
Effie said if they tried to leave, my clothes were in the car first. Yeah, that's just about the reason I'm sticking around Hodge too. I want to see if he gets his shed perforated because there's not very thick steel on it, so it might happen.
I gotta ban you right now.
And good night. You all have a good night now. Eva says, I don't mind talking, but I don't want to be seen at this hour. Well, you're looking at me, Eva, and I tell you what, I'm not a pretty sight at any time of the day, I'm afraid.
Yeah, so if you're not, I mean, you can't compare to Robbo, so you should be good, Eva. Come on.
Yeah, we're here watching just in case we've got to call an emergency crew out. Problem is, how would you explain calling halfway around the world to somebody saying, someone needs help down the street from you? Where are you
All right.
calling from? North America?
Well, we actually, a few years ago, when I was into CB radio a fair bit, we actually had a bloke collapse on the microphone, and we he was in another state, and it was actually the bloke 4 doors up from me that rang the ambulance to go to him.
Yeah, it used to be fairly automatic here in the States with all of the different area codes that we have. So when you dialed the emergency number 911, they knew where you were at.
Yeah,
Today with cell
yeah.
phones, you got to throw that out the window. You have no idea where that phone is. Well,
Well,
if they do,
unless they
yeah,
can track it, yeah.
yeah, they can. That's the only way they can.
And they track it, but they can track it, but it takes a hell of a lot of time.
Now here it takes the police to give permission to do it.
Yeah.
They got to sign it, or someone does in authority.
Whose hand looks good, Effie? Now you got your priorities right, Eva. I got me cup of tea. And what are you having there? Oh, jeez, bloody terrible
Blair.
name. Blair.
It's Blair. This is
It's
Mountain Dew Zero, which means it has
right.
zero calories and a lot of caffeine.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've got my favourite cup actually. I'll put it up in the.
What is it? Mr. Grumpy?
My kids gave me that.
That's
Grumpy
good.
by name or Grumpy by nature.
At least I'm consistent.
How many kids you got that you claim?
I got 3, 2 boys and a girl. They're Jay's hands. Yeah, he's a young bloke. You can tell by his hands; they're not wrinkled or anything.
Sounds like a laundry soap commercial.
You know, though, I have to say that ever since I have started doing wood turning, my hands have actually gotten better because of all the wax and the oils and stuff that I'm using. My hands have never been softer.
Mine get calluses on the fingertips, so I don't have any fingerprints, and which causes a bit of consternation sometimes. But during winter time, they crack. All the tips of my fingers crack. They get cracks down them, and they can get quite painful and bleed. And the only thing that fixes that, because we don't use many finishes around here, is I use a Vaseline intensive care lotion and rub into them every day.
See, back when I used to work on cars and stuff like that, my hands were just destroyed. Exactly like that. They'd be all cracked and, from all of the solvents and stuff. And
yeah.
Yeah, I got the problem, but I have to have lidocaine mixed with it in the winter months here for my legs. So I'm about the knees down from standing in water drenched with Agent Orange for 2 years in Nam.
geez, you're lucky to be in as good a shape as you are.
Well, I'm only 22. I feel like it some days, mentally.
That was a good one, Bob.
The years haven't been kind to you then, Bob.
Well, I didn't say what number base I was using.
I was born on February the 29th, were you?
How old are you?
He said he's 22.
Oh,
A few times around.
Yeah, I still say that I'm 35 and holding.
Geez, you're younger than Jay.
he
I
dreams
wish.
big wishes.
I was in jury duty a couple times in my life, but one I'll never forget. The person that we had, one of the witnesses got up on the witness stand, and the attorney asked them their age. And the woman said, "I'm 21 in a few months." And she had gray hair. And then they looked, "Are you sure?" "Yes, 21 in a few months." "How many months?" And she rattled off something like, "and like 104. And the judge let it ride. You can't ask a woman her age unless it's, in his court, he said it's inappropriate, but she could write it down and hand it to him on a piece of paper and the other attorney, and that was it.
The Effie, I know a mechanic that I used to be a mechanic once upon a time. I had my own business, and we had one bloke there that swore by WD-40. If he didn't have WD-40 on his hands first thing in the morning, by lunchtime he could not move his fingers. He used to spray his hands in WD-40 of the morning and rub it well into it and start working, and he'd do it again about 2 or 3 o'clock again in the afternoon. But his fingers were all bent and gnarled. Yeah, all right, that's the ad for the day. I was actually astounded, but I have heard that before.
Oh yes,
I don't know what it does to the blood system, but anyway, maybe that's what killed him.
Welcome back, Mike.
Yeah.
Oh, who said he could come back in?
I thought we'd better let him in.
Kicking the door down, was he?
Mike's a good egg.
Yeah, I like that thing you were drawing the other day, Mike, that over and under the combination machine. They were nice machines, those things. The kitey. Yeah, my wife's exactly the same, Effie. She's had a grey streak down her hair. She's got fairly long hair. It's nearly down to her waist. But she's had a grey streak there since she was 10 years old from a trauma where she got hit on the head, believe it or not, with a rock by her sister.
Wow. Now, see, my wife, Tammy, she's actually been salt and pepper since she was 25.
Yeah. Oh, white oak. That's nice to turn, actually, Mike. No, I can honestly say my wife has never, ever dyed her hair. My sister-in-law, on the other hand, who is a hairdresser, hairdressers seem to dye their hair every flaming week. And now you can just about pull clumps of hair out of her head. She's got very bad alopecia.
Too much peroxide.
Oh, it's probably too much of everything. It's a waste of time putting Yorkshire grit on that part, Joe. It's flat. You're not going to polish it anyway.
Yeah, all right.
Had some moisture to it.
Whereabouts are you, Effie? Sorry, I missed if you'd said it before. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, I agree with you, Mike. The tooling for spindle moulders is hellishly expensive. I've got a spindle moulder there, and I cringe every time I have to buy a new cutter for it. Even though I've got a multi-head for it, it still gets expensive just buying some of the cutters for it. Ah. So you're trawling all the wood turning ones, looking for a divorcee or a widow, are you, Effie?
Colin Roberts. He even lives in America.
No, he doesn't.
Doesn't he?
No, Colin Roberts is an Englishman.
Oh, well. Well, excuse me. Sorry, Americans. I didn't mean to. All right. You just have to travel then. Mark, the gentleman wood turner, he's looking as well. There's another one. There you go.
Oh yeah, he's in England. He's in England as well. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. There you go, Effie. Come on. You're in the wrong lives, love.
You do realise that you're probably going to turn most of that off when you turn it around to take the bottom off, don't you?
Oh yeah, this part here, yeah.
Yeah. What are you just? You're just practicing, are you?
Concave it in from the side here.
Yeah, well that's right. So
there.
why bother polishing it?
Oi. Is that your man for the day? Is it? Huh?
Yeah, that rules all of us out. Effie.
What?
Effie says no. He has to be young, strong, and good with his hands.
Oh.
It doesn't say rich though.
No, I was quite surprised. I was going to ask the next question. Actually, does he have to have money as well?
To be honest, I'd say you shouldn't even have to ask that.
So, Robo, what do your kids do? Are they in wood turning, metal work, auto work?
No, they had more sense than their father. My daughter has, and this sounds like I'm bragging, but probably I am. I'm very proud of her. She did two university degrees concurrently, one in science and one in aeronautical engineering, and got honours in both and did PhDs in both. My eldest son, she's the eldest one, my eldest son is in IT and is a very, very good programmer. And my third son is a graphic designer with computers. He works a lot with electronics, with setting up big service station signs and things like that, with LEDs with the price changes and all of that, and all the electronics to change the prices on the pumps and all that sort of thing.
Yep.
So they're all doing very, very well, make more money than their old man will ever make.
Isn't that our goal as parents?
Yeah, and well, I think they're basically all happy as well, so that's the most important thing. None of them are drug addicts or alcoholics, so I've done reasonably well, I think.
Something to be proud of.
Yeah.
They visit you often, or do you go visit them?
No, we don't live in each other's pockets. Well, my daughter lives in Canberra, which is 900 kilometres away from here. My two sons live within 100 kilometres, so we see each other when we need to. But they always know that if something goes wrong, they've only got to pick up the phone. Yeah, that should make good handles, actually, Mike. Yeah, you're right there. You're right there, Eva. We don't have distances, we have light years. That's about the size of it. But by the same token, we think of nothing, well, I don't, a lot of people do, but I think of nothing of driving 400 or 500 kilometres to go and see somebody if I need to. Or even 800 kilometres or 1,000 kilometres, or normally at this time of the year I would be heading north 3,000 kilometres to go to a wood turning event, but I'm not allowed out of the state at the moment, so not allowed out of the house.
Yeah. You don't take train, or does the train go where you want to go?
No, I've got a motorhome, so I like to have my own accommodation. I don't sleep well, and I have a few problems, as you're probably well aware of, Bob, and I feel uncomfortable sleeping in people's houses or in hotels or anything.
Yeah, know what you mean.
You know
They
what
get
you're
nervous
here, don't you?
if you've got a revolver under your pillow.
Sorry, what's that?
They can get nervous if you have a revolver or so under your pillow. You can't
Oh no, I don't carry guns, but
it's the idea of being paranoid and being
yeah. Yeah, pretty much everything is along the coast in Australia. You're right. You're right. Yeah, we got this bloody big rock in the middle of the place. No, unfortunately, Eva, I don't know any people with kangaroo hides, unfortunately. But if I get the time, I'll see if I can find out for you. No, not in Texas. Texas is a mere baby as far as Australia is concerned. They reckon everything's bigger and better in Texas, but they're wrong. It's like the two train drivers talking one day, one from Australia and one from Texas, and they're at a convention, and the Texan says, "Man, our trains are that fast that when they go past a picket fence, it just looks like a solid wall." And the Aussie said, "That's nothing. When they go past telephone poles in our place, they look like a solid wall." Oh, well, our trains are that fast that when they go past vegetable patches, it looks like vegetable soup. Oh, really? He says, when ours go past just a dam or two, he said, that looks like the Great Australian Bight. And then the Texan says, "Ah, well, our trains have got such sharp bends that when they go round them, the engineer can shake hands with the guard." The Aussie said, "God, our bends are that sharp they can see the back of their head."
Oh, yeah, that's Texans.
Yeah, there's getting a bit kinky there, Eva. Yeah, go live. Show me yourself. Show me yourself. No, I think America. Well, all of North America is probably about the same size as Australian.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on. All right, I'll send you a link, Steve.
Are you down in Memphis, are you, Effie?
There you go, Eva.
Oh, we have to behave ourselves now. We've got a lady in the channel.
Hell no.
I better comb my hair and put my shorts on, I suppose. Oh, yeah.
Elvis country.
Yeah, it's probably in Messenger, Effie, on Facebook. Ah, now, that's not quite true, Effie. They reckon he's still around somewhere. There's been lots of sightings of him.
I was going to say, I don't think Elvis is dead. He's just laying low somewhere.
He's in the FBI, isn't he?
What a fun.
He was in the military, so
He's one of the men in black, yeah?
yeah, he's maybe one of the men in black.
I sent it to your Eva account, not the cat one.
He was abducted by aliens.
I think they'd go for some of the other ones that more than that, more than Elvis. Yeah, he would be old now. Probably wouldn't recognise him.
Hang on.
Yeah, Bowie would be more apt to be picked up by aliens, I think.
I think it all depends on whose definition of alien you want to go by.
Oh, that's
in
true.
this country.
Eva, I've sent it to both of your accounts now.
Effie is a lady. Eva, another lady.
Hey, Robbo, did you ever watch a show called Wogs at Work?
Who?
Wogs at Work.
No.
No, they had a one of the characters in it was named Effie. Oh man.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. She was a comedian as well.
Yeah, that's her. That's who I picture in my head when I see her name. Sorry, Effie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Heap of makeup and always chewing gum.
There's a Chinese restaurant in Manchester called Elvis where all of the waiters are dressed up like Elvis and sing Elvis songs while you're eating. Great fun.
Yeah.
I gotta find a video on that. That would be cool.
Well, there used to be a restaurant in Melbourne that was based on a late 1950s, 60s American diner where they all wore roller skates, and that wasn't a bad place either.
No, there's a couple like that I know of still in Northern Virginia, near where my sister lives.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. In the summer, they deliver your milkshakes and burgers to the cars with the trays that hook on the window. Used to have them here, but the insurance people just wouldn't allow it. They made it too expensive.
Oh, right. No, it'll be in your Facebook account, Eva. I'm assuming, Jay, is that where you put it?
Yeah, Messenger.
Under Messenger.
Yeah, sorry, Eva. I just automatically assume people are using Eva, using
Facebook.
Messenger. There you go. How you going?
Hey, there she is.
Put her up on full camera.
How are you?
So she can introduce herself.
Oh my God! Do you hear me speak too? Oh yeah. Good morning.
Good morning.
This is my famous morning style. I do hear you. Yeah, I look fabulous, don't I?
You
Yes,
do.
Oh my
Look at
God,
Rob.
what an echo.
Look at Robbo. He looks like that all the time. If that's just your morning one, then Robbo's got.
Eva, you need to turn off your your YouTube,
Yeah,
and then it
Aha.
won't echo.
yeah. Just
Or
have your
just mute it.
Okay, I hear nothing now.
No, just mute your YouTube. Oh, what? It's not coming through your headphones?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah, right. All right.
I froze, but thank you, Effie. And hi, Mike. Good to see you, I almost said. Oh my God, I'm so behind.
It's got a trouble.
Yeah, there's quite a delay going from StreamYard to YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're better off saving your internet and just have StreamYard open instead of YouTube and StreamYard. It might cut down on the lag too.
Or have them on different devices. I use StreamYard on my tablet, and my phone uses YouTube to catch up on chat.
Then I
Yeah, but
can't
you-
see the chat whatsoever, what people are saying.
Well, I use it on my phone. I can watch the chat.
You should be able to see the chat in StreamYard.
Yeah, there's up the top of that chat bar. It should say comments. Yep. Can you
I
see that?
found it.
Yep. Cool.
But
I
yeah,
don't have that big a screen.
I don't want to be in the big screen. Come on, guys. Yeah, this is how beautiful I am a Sunday morning. And it's Corona length on the hair.
Ah, well.
Yeah. And normally it wasn't supposed to be like this.
I'm getting this. This is my COVID cough here too. Like normally it's a number 3 brush all the way through. And
Yeah,
it's very,
I
very
wish
short.
I had some. It would clear this out if I had some beard, but no, girls don't get that.
Oh, you'd have to join the circus then.
Mm-hmm.
As a
Bravo's
bearded
going
lady.
for the Gandalf look.
Yeah, but it's nothing wrong with a good beard that's cut nice and stuff like that. That's not too widely grown.
Yeah.
That's nice. It's neat.
No,
It's
it's
one-
not. It's bloody terrible. It's,
Yeah, but you're Australian. You get away with it because you are Australian. That's the thing. You're supposed to be a bit more like wilder down there, aren't you?
well, yeah, they think we're ferals down there, I'm sure of it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure of that. Oh, the chat just ended. Nobody said a thing. They're also shocked. So, yay, I came and crashed your live today. How you feel about that?
Oh, we're heartbroken and bloody very distressed and very offended. How's that?
Oh, I believe you.
That way you can do the next demo.
Well, the thing is that I don't do wood yet. I just watch them and drool over the spalted stuff. Whenever I see spalted stuff, it's like like this. Oh yeah, I'm very girly, by the way, very girly. See, now I drooled, and my camera is. Yeah, I reached it.
So what is your hobby?
My hobby is, I can show you actually something here next to me. I uses this.
Carving?
That is a quarter moon knife for leatherworking.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah,
So-
Eva's into the kinky stuff. Leather
I
work.
also have one of these. Everybody knows what those are.
Yeah,
and I
just
made-
turn around on the side. Now flip it 90 degrees so as we can actually see the blade. That way, yeah. Now we can see what it looks like. Very good.
Well, It's a Swedish knife, carving knife,
Yeah.
and I have too many things around here. I never clear my desk.
I'll get to you in a minute, Mike.
Mike, what are you saying?
Wooden facing that I'll first make it balanced. Now, Jay, what I would do is start towards the outside, I'm afraid, because if you open up one of those slits, it is just going to come off in a big chunk
Did you put
instead
the
of.
saran wrap on this cake?
Don't have a laugh at
On
me,
one
little
of them
guy
I did.
here.
Okay, well, look
To
what
keep
she
it
did to my
fresh.
cake.
It's my first I ever made.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
He's got a helmet on,
Well, I didn't want the word
and he has a
having
beard.
Ah,
That kind of
the
looks like
little bit of
Robbo.
flies, and I don't know where they're coming from, but I didn't want to get in your cake.
Put it in the fridge.
who's
I
the
was-
question? Who's the
I tried a
question?
spoon knife. Yeah, let's go.
Who's the question directed at, Effie?
My fucking cake.
Robbo, come across like this.
Effie,
Yeah,
I think
get
they're
it.
talking to
Get
you, Eva.
Get a little bit of face.
You want
No,
that
put
one?
the tool rest across the face, and just take a little bit off the face of it,
All right.
and then start working from the outside in towards the centre a bit.
That wood is kind of nice looking, even if it got a crack.
All right, I'll put it back on mute.
Effie, were you asking me? 'Cause I'm not doing YouTube yet. This was a nice one because you're not so many people live in here, and I can sneak under the radar of the European guys. It's just Mike here that sees me. It's okay. Mike can see me. I'm okay with that.
No, we're going to plaster it all over the internet now.
Oh, fuck you. Oh,
There's one for the swear jar.
Yeah,
oh dear. I'm so sorry.
yeah, you and me both. You and me both like.
You should use this instead. It doesn't make your cough as bad. This is Swedish snus. It's really good.
No,
It comes-
it's these things that make me bad.
I used to smoke almost 2 packets a day. It's like 5 years ago I stopped. But I do the snooze instead.
Yeah, I've given up, giving out.
So, but it doesn't. It made me fatter to stop smoke. To be honest. Is she baking a cake to you, Bobo?
Who?
It sounds like his wife going around and wasn't she asking for a cake there before?
No, that's
Not yours,
Oh.
but Bob, Mr.
Oh.
Dr. Bob.
Dr. Bob.
No.
Maybe
That
she arranged.
conversation was going on here. I put plastic wrap over a cake to keep fruit flies off of it. Didn't like that.
Oh,
Next
but that
time-
was good.
Not in her opinion.
Oh, maybe she wanted a bit of a crust on the cake, and that's why you can't put plastic on it. It doesn't work that way.
One thing I've learned in at least 60 years of dealing with women is never ask questions. That way you don't get in trouble.
Yeah, but a happy wife is a happy husband and a happy life. That's true. That's very true.
Yes,
Effie?
I do.
Effie, I think I like you very, very much. I need to find your YouTube and add you because you seems like a woman in my taste. Well, that came. Oh, again, Leona, save me! She's not here. That came out really wrong. No, Effie, I'm not trying to hit on you. I'm not in that matter. Not that I care that people are, but sorry, I shut up now. That's better. Oh, why is it going that way all the time? So, oh, you see my, I I like this one.
What are
Isn't
you
it?
expecting intruders?
No, but it's really good, and I hang my headset on it. It's yeah, well, I like stuff. I have weird stuff at my table also. Like Mike, don't say anything about this, but this is about to become a buckle to a friend.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
full of
very nice.
Irish notes. So, Mike, you say nothing about that you have seen it.
The Celtic knot.
Yeah, yeah, but then I realized this is live and it's going to be saved, and a lot of people are going to watch it after. So, anyway, it's blown anyway. But, okay. That's just me.
I think you'll be right, Eva. I only get about 20 views per video, so you'll be right. I don't think your cover will be blown.
Yeah, but people will watch after, don't they?
Some do.
Yeah, but
He's just catching on.
I'm so glad that you use glue instead of everybody's latest stuff with the resin, because I start to be a bit fed up with resin, to be honest.
Welcome to the club. I am too.
Okay, it was nice when you saw the first tables with the elm trees, and they cut it in the middle and they make this line of blue or red or orange or whatever, and
Yeah.
it made a nice feature to table. It was really nice and all of that. But yeah, we've seen it. I almost said we've done it, but I'm so fed up with it. I like sheds that's not so cleaned that you could eat from the floor of them. I love that shed because it's sawdust or woodcuts everywhere.
God, you wouldn't want to see mine at the moment.
Is it too clean then?
Mine either.
No,
Yeah.
mine is knee deep in bloody shavings at the moment.
Oh, look at those shavings. Hey, you can make a wig out of that, Jay. Yeah, that's a wig or a mustache or a beard. At least I'm having fun.
Jay, swing your handle around so you're turning with the edge of it, not right on the point like that. Either you have to move your handle right round towards the wall like that, so the bevel's rubbing behind the cut, or you move it right round and you use the wing like I showed you before. You
So
move
you're
it out.
So, Robo,
Sorry.
you're the guy that have the experience of turning.
Oh, well, yeah, I've been a wood turner for nearly 50 years, so yeah, I've had a bit of experience.
A bit?
Yeah.
That's a fucking lifetime.
What's the F word? Sorry.
Jay, you didn't
Yeah.
do this for kids, did you?
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, everybody that had to listen to my swearing. I'm really sorry. It's just slipping out of me. Yeah.
The funny thing is, Eva, I used to swear a lot too until Robbo started culling my swearing. So I know where you're coming from. It does just fly out.
Here is
doesn't
the
it?
Swedish money. I paid it there in the jar, okay? It was a big money. That was like 10 euros.
Yeah, all right. Just see the link in the description. You'll be right.
I'm really sorry, but that is a long time, and yeah, you should have some experience. And I bet you tested all sorts of things. But the funny part is that sometimes I find the primitive turners a bit more interesting because they make beautiful stuff from weird like lates with the big strings from the roof to the left and the right, like they had in the 1800s and stuff.
Yeah,
and they make
well,
beautiful stuff.
Yeah, with very primitive tools, and they know how to use them. That's the whole point.
Yeah, it's magnificent to watch them work. And the guys that do the full log, and the log is like big like this, and they still turn it. It's amazing
Well,
how they do it.
that's the stuff I do normally.
The big
Long,
logs.
long, and yeah, very long. My lathe is 8 meters long.
8 meters.
No, 11 meters long.
11. You're pulling my leg here.
No,
Oh
I'm not.
no,
No.
no, we've all seen it. It's huge.
What on earth do you turn over besides pillar or whatever?
Oh,
words you-
we do columns and flagpoles,
Yeah,
and
that.
ships' masts, and
Oh, ship's mast, of course.
yeah,
That's actually well. Someone has to do them because here in Sweden, people love to have a flag post at least.
yeah.
Maybe not that high, but is 11 meter the limit for a flag post?
No. It's the limit on my lathe. We've done flagpoles that are 16 meters long, but we have to do them by hand.
Oh, and you have to find a really good tree for that.
No, they're all laminated up. They laminate them all these days. They glue bits of timber together.
Oh, yeah, they get stronger and can resist the wind better and stuff like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. With the flag on top, it'd be kind of heavy when the wind comes.
There's a heck of a lot of loading actually on a flag post with a decent sized flag on it.
Yeah, I believe you. Yeah, I believe you. Because it's on the tip and it's the narrowest place up there, and it's you need to have it secure in the ground. Very great, and when the wind make it sway around there, it's gonna be it's gonna be forces.
Just stop and have a look, Jay.
So Jay haven't done this for so long, I guess.
No, he has a live every day at this time.
You do this every day, Jay?
Yeah.
Oh, your endurance are impeccable, I almost said.
It's like going to school every day.
Yeah, well, it's pandemic season, I almost said, but I kind of feel like that. We've been in a pandemic season for like, I heard you had a bad. It's bad down there too in Australia. So.
Oh well, no, I'm in a state called Victoria, and we've had it really bad. We've had quite a few deaths and everything, and a lot of cases, and we're under stage 4 lockdowns. We're not allowed out of the house except for 4 reasons: to go and get groceries, go to a doctor, or essential travel. We're not allowed further than 5 kilometres from our own house at the moment.
Wow.
Jay's in the state next to us, which is South Australia, and they virtually have no restrictions at all on them at the moment. But we had a lot of idiot young people that decided they were going to go out partying, and it just started the whole thing off. So
yeah, they've fallen for the fact that corona is nothing bad. People's not like young people. We don't die from it, so we don't care. Yeah, but you're the guys that's spreading it to the elder population that's gonna die like flies. Hooray!
Now Sweden had a different approach, didn't they? They didn't have any lockdowns or anything.
Yeah, let's put it like this. I'm living in Stockholm, Sweden capital, and it's been the worst place to be in for corona. So I have the background for being I'm a high risk person. I'm fat and I have diabetic type 2, blah 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 blah. So yeah, I'm a high risk person. I have hardly been outside since February, whatever. So the thing is that no lockdown with the police or anything or like that. You have to be indoor. What happened was in March was that we have a different social security system that many others don't have beside us in Scandinavia, I think. And that is that everybody that was working that had to be home because they had symptoms got sick leave from day one. So they got paid like 80% of their salary for being home for with symptoms. So nobody going to starve from that. And the second part is that everybody that could work from home with computers, we are quite computer countries nowadays. So you have internet everywhere. So like 80% of the workforce that could work from home worked from home. Children actually went to school. University, yeah, with moderation, because they started. It was almost like a lockdown, but we never called it a lockdown. We were free to do whatever we wanted.
Yeah.
Nobody restrained us like that, but we had recommendation. If you have symptoms, you stay home 1 week at least. Whatever symptoms you have, if it's at least if you have fever, sniffles, and headaches and stuff like that, like flu symptoms, you stay home.
Yeah.
It's simple, and it's like basic. One-to-one you do when you have a flu going around too. It's basic stuff, very basic. So and they told people that because we travel a lot with buses and subways and stuff like that you need to cut down that, and you can't be more than this and that person on a bus or on the subway or on this and that. So you cut down the limits, the limitation for the virus to spread and stuff like that. So that's how we did it. But yeah, we're 9 million people, and we're now having it's coming up again, the numbers, and it's mainly students that's make it come up again because they had started school.
Yeah.
It looked like Jay want to ask a question or something. Is that so, Jay?
No.
No. So it's kind of like, but those guys that had to go to work still had the sick leave. So if you're poor and you can't stay home because you have to go to work because you have food on the table, that's not possible if you don't have the social security of the sick leave available to everybody, not just the hotshots, but everybody, even the street sweeper, so to say. So everybody benefits from that. And some groups of people in the society, like artists and musicians and theaters and whatever, they also got special support because they can't do anything now because you can't. We banned groups of people more than 50 people. That's what we have done. That kind of limitations are out, and then everything is recommendations, not written in stone, and you get sent to jail if you go there.
Oh, well, that's where it's different in Australia. You can get sent to jail.
Yeah, but in some countries you can be sent to jail if you go out where you can't be.
Yeah, well, we've got at the moment we have to wear a mask if we're outside with groups out in public, and we're only allowed to go out and do shopping, or and only one person from the household. We've got only one person of immediate family, or if you're in a relationship, can come and visit you. Families can live together, of course. Only 10 are allowed at funerals, 5 at weddings. We're under pretty strict conditions here until the 19th of this month, which is next week. But we're still above what they want to get down to on average. So we reckon that probably the restrictions won't even be lifted then. But, I work at home by myself all day anyway. So I've virtually been in quarantine since March the 16th, believe it or not. It's marked on the calendar.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really matter to me. My wife works at home. She's an accountant, so she can work at home. And she actually prefers working at home rather than going into the office, so that's good. In fact, everybody she works with reckons it's fantastic.
Yeah, a lot of them office workers love this because they can work, but it have also shown, at least here in Europe, that people work more effective when they work from home than going to the office.
Well, my brother is very high up in IT, computer programming and stuff like that. There's 110 people work in his department. And for 5 years, they've been trying to tell the bosses that they could work from home efficiently, and it would be a lot easier. And the bosses have said, no, we want the inter-office activities. Well, anyway, Corona has forced them to work from home, and they've suddenly found out that they don't need a 4-story office block anymore. They're getting
saves money.
More work done efficiently. So they put their office block up for sale.
Effie, that's really sad that he can't find the carpenter work. It must be really hard because he has to go home to people to do that, or they have to come to him. Yeah, he has to make furniture or something like that for that to happen. But yeah.
No,
it's
that's the funny part about it here. The builders and everybody can go to work, but they're only allowed to have one trade on the building site. Like you can have the framers on site. Once they leave, the electricians can come in, and then the plumbers can come in. You're not allowed to have more than, I think it's 4 on a site. So construction is really taking a big hit here. There's a lot of, like, all our restaurants and everything are all closed. All the theatres are closed. Any art galleries or anything are all closed. It's like a ghost town. And
sorry.
It's like the world has stopped.
Yeah, but I have a construction site just out here because they rebuild the lock here. So they're gonna be rebuilding that. It's like a 10 years process, and that's been going all the time. Yeah, they've been working every day, and they living like it's a lot of how you imported the workforce, like Polish people, people from Estland and stuff like that work on these constructions, and they live in barracks in the area, within the area, so they are within a closed kind of already like a family, but on a construction site. So they but they kept going all the time. The pubs have never closed here, but with restrictions and only table servings. And people have been getting drunk. Well, it was a period in March, April, maybe May, but then this is Sweden, and in May, April, May, when the sun comes back, people get crazy here because we have been living in the dark for a few months. Like now, it's getting pretty dark here.
Yeah.
Like,
all right, just hold on a second, Eva. No, I think it's just a normal scraper, isn't it, Jay? That you're using. Mike Midnight Joker wants to find, is that a negative rake scraper that Jay is using? No, it's
just a regular old scraper.
Normal scraper. Effie, and well, that's what happened here too. Like they lifted the stage, one stage of thingos, and everybody went out to the beach and everything. And suddenly it just took off. We had 500 or 700 deaths in one day, not days, deaths, cases. So it just went through the roof, and we've been fighting it ever since. So
there you have the group thingy. When you come together, many people in one spot, it just pop.
The stupid part about it is a lot of them wouldn't say who they'd met or anything like that, so they couldn't track it properly, and suddenly an outcrop had.
Oh my God! Are they whining about my freedom and my personal fucking rights and stuff?
Yeah, everybody gets offended these days. Like, my personal freedom.
Yeah, but what is there? What can you be offended about? There is a pandemic going. You can die from this. Even healthy young people dies from this. What is the problem? You make sure that you don't make it easier for the sickness to flow around in society. It's nothing to do with restrict your personal sphere. It's like this 2000 year or this. After 2000, everybody are me, personal, me.
Yep.
Before that, in the 80s or something like that, it was more together. We fix this together. We do things together. But lately, it's just me, personal. I'm ego. Me. It's
Yep.
what's wrong in the world. People are crazy.
No, they just got selfish. That's all.
Yeah, very much so. People don't realize that we're not doing this lockdown and this restriction and whatever because we might die or stuff like that. It's for your next, it's for your neighbor, it's for your nana, it's for your, from your friends, families, elderly and sick or whatever. It's for them we do this. It's not for me, it's for them.
Yeah.
What is so hard to understand with that?
That's a funny thing, Effie. Yeah, I've been fairly busy because a lot of people have been doing stuff at home. Like we've done probably more table legs and veranda posts in the last 5 or 6 months than we've done for 12 or 18 months because people are doing renovations at home themselves, or they've suddenly taken up a hobby of making tables or whatever, and been rather interesting actually. Not that I work too hard, I'm semi-retired these days, so but yeah, interesting.
I think I need more coffee.
You know, I must admit it's getting about time I made another cup of tea too.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this. So, have a happy time. Look at the roof. I'll be right back, guys.
Mirrors on the roof.
Go on, Robbo, bugger off. You was getting a tea too, weren't you?
Yeah, right.
Bloody
You ought to
mirrors
put
on the
a
roof.
teapot in your shop, Robo.
I have. It's just outside the door here. But no, I haven't drunk, except when I go to see my mother, which is not very often at the moment. She's the only one that still makes it in a pot. All right, I'm going to make another cup of tea. I'll be back in a minute.
All right. I'm going to take off. You guys have a good night.
All right, good night, Blair. You sleep well.
Thanks for coming in, Blair. Take
See
it
ya.
easy.
Yeah, we're in the same position here, Mike. Like, we can't go to the hardware stores at the moment. We have to order online and then go and pick
You
it up.
can't see me now.
They put it out in the thing, and then but they're just running out of things like nothing on earth because nothing's coming out of China, of course. So anyway, all right, I'm just going to put the kettle on now. And I face the wall, or better still.
Isn't one of me enough? Now Robbo's made infinite me.
At least the time delay doesn't give you the infinite feedback.
Yeah, I tend to keep my microphone on mute while I'm turning so everyone can chat and amuse themselves, you know?
You don't have earplugs so you can listen?
No, I can't wear the ones that go in your ears, the earbud things, and the ones that go over your head like that. I can't put my face shield on, so I have a choice. I wear headphones or face shield, and I choose the face
I
shield.
know what you mean. I at least have in the shop directly over my head, I have a magnetic speaker I can stick to my dust extractor. The one
Oh
that
yeah.
picks up the light stuff that's floating in the air. It's
Yep.
directly above my lathe, so my Bluetooth there, I can hear it.
Oh, was that good, Blair? Whatever he's called
Yeah,
up
Blair.
there
Yeah,
that went.
Yep, he had to go.
The Good Day Turning Blair, whatever he's called.
that's the one.
Oh, was that him?
Yeah.
So Robo did a bit like me, so let's do this. I'm actually gonna do this because normally I do it like that. But he's not Australian, is he?
Who?
No,
Blair.
No, he's in
no,
America.
he's from Utah, this Salt
Ah,
Lake
okay.
State.
I brought a gadget I made for horse gear if you want to see. And here's the cat that keeps waking me up. Here he comes. He's so... Yeah, I'm going to be in the middle of everything. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm going to do.
That's most cats,
Yeah.
isn't it?
That's... He's called Nisse. That's a very Swedish name. It's what we call people when they are called Nils.
Yep. Yeah. Does he jump on the keyboard while you're typing?
And no, he's prohibited to do that, and he knows it. He wants me to do it like this now, so he can get closer. But I don't even need a keyboard now, so that's okay. Hello, baby. Do you want your kisses? He allows me to do that. That's the funny part.
Yeah.
We used to.
I've got a female cat that's like that. If I don't give her kisses and cuddles at least twice a day, I'm in trouble. I cop an earful from her.
Yeah, but this is the 8-kilogram cat. Maybe he's down to 7 now because he's been on a diet.
We had a cat that ran across my keyboard once, and I don't know what it did, but the computer sped up, and I wished I'd known what keys to press because I'd love to do it every other time.
I have had my cats do that too, but I stopped in an early day to teach them. Don't do that. Can you please take me off the full screen now, please?
Oh, come on, don't be like that. Yeah.
It's not much to watch.
Well, only because you've seen it every day, I suppose.
Here is my horse gear. You can't see the whole of it. It's like a side pull, but still, it's just in leather.
Is that the kinky stuff you make?
No, this is actually something that I made. Yeah, this is the pre of my finish work to my exam work. How to say when you get judged and you get your from school and stuff. Anyway,
what are you making with it?
Oh, Yorkshire Grit. Well, that was just for a Shetland pony, to be honest. That's how small it was.
Yep.
It's a bridle.
It actually sounded like you said Shetland pony.
No, I said Shet.
I know what you meant.
Yes, Bob, it's a bit less bridle. Yes, Bob.
Yeah. I used to have a horse. Loved it.
You're American, Bob, aren't you?
Yes.
No. Yes, finally I can hear differences in dialects, but I can't hear so much difference if I don't hear them both at once, like Scottish and Irish. Usually, and between Canadian and American, I can't hear the difference.
There isn't much, that's why.
Don't say that out loud.
No, I say it out loud. Yeah, all the
true.
time.
But it also depends
good night, Mike.
where you are.
Night, Mike. See you later, tomorrow.
It depends. If you can always tell someone from Newfoundland, and most Canadians can tell them from Newfoundland because they have their own nautical slang.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so funny. We call it
then-
Newfoundland over here, so we pronounce it wrong.
No, they see the Canadians like Newfoundland because they call them Newfies.
Ah, I
Uh-huh.
got that.
And
Got
then
it.
then you got Quebec, and you even though it starts with a Q, it's a hard K, Quebec, because that's the way the French like it. And
Well, French are weird. Everybody knows that.
This is different than Parisian French or New Orleans French.
But
I have
yeah, but
been
they
there
are more
and-
French than the French guys because they are celebrating the French because it's the heritage. It's different to being actually in France. Very different.
Yeah, but I won't say snobs, but I have been to a McDonald's and the menus is all in French. And then
Oh,
they pretend if you don't speak French, they give you this big plastic menu and you point to what you want. And then they'll turn around in perfect English and talk to each other and say, boy, they're idiots, aren't they? They can't speak a good
yeah,
language.
that's not being welcome to our place kind of style. No.
Yep.
As
But
as I
that's
mentioned,
Quebec.
as
But
I
they're not.
mentioned once,
Yeah.
as I mentioned once before, my father was a French teacher. He used to teach French in school, in high school, and he, him and Mum went to France for a holiday, and they were sitting in a restaurant, and the two waiters really gave them a hard time in French, and Dad just pretended not to understand what they were yakking about, but they really rubbished hell out of him in French and everything else. Anyway, when they got halfway through the meal, Dad turned around to the waiters and really let fly in French. Now, he was taught Marseille French, which is fishing village French, and they know more swear words than the English language does, and he let them have them. And he said the look on their faces was absolutely priceless. I mean, as soon as you did that, service became 3,000% better.
It's not nice when people do that. Oh, Jay, come back here now. Don't drop out like that.
Yeah, no, he froze there for a while. He was just refreshing it. Oh, we got Dr. Bob in for a change.
Yeah.
Are you
Did you
Dr.
say-
Robert, PhD, blah, blah, blah? What? No, you're
Yeah.
not that guy. Are
Yeah.
you
Yes, he
that
is.
guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're
Not you.
seeing all sorts of different people, aren't you, Eva?
But Robo, have I seen you before? I don't know.
No.
You're not awake when we do the European ones, are you? I
No,
thought Dr. Bob were English.
No,
No.
I used to get on the lunchtime lives, but only typing in the thing. I've never been on thingo. I've actually got my own live broadcast tonight at 8:00 here, which is probably about it'll probably be about 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning for you. So
Yeah, well, it's 6:49 here in the morning now.
well, let's see, what's the time there?
It's
4
6
o'clock,
hours
close enough.
difference.
Yeah,
We're 12:49.
We have
So
dawn here.
Yeah, so your time will be in it'll be in 4 hours time. So
Yeah.
and then I go live. I do real turning. I don't turn bowls or anything like that. I turn.
You turn the real stuff,
Yeah,
like columns and stuff like that.
yeah. I'm doing big gable finials tonight. Effie asked whether you're a Mormon, Bob.
No.
No.
I think the Swedish people gave that to you. That religion, because they were banned here in the 1800s, blah blah, and then they moved over to the Promised Land
Yep.
of America.
That's how our history goes in this country.
Yep. We were Sweden were not an easy country back then because we had in Europe, we have the big starvation and everything in the end of 1800, and didn't have really religious freedom and stuff like that. So a lot of I don't meant to offend anybody, but a lot of weird religion, in my point of view. I still respect them though. That's moved over to America. It would be that way to be correct with it. But yeah, so but now you can do whatever you like here when it comes to religion beside hurting animals and kids. Maybe women too are safe.
Yeah.
But back then it was not an easy life for nobody. You could not be any different in any way. You were killed on
I,
sight almost.
I must admit that I miss sacrificing a virgin to make the harvest much better.
Well,
Yeah, of
with the
course you do.
Australians, the reason people went to Australia is because they were tied together with ball and chain on a ship and
Yeah.
told go.
Well,
It's the
that's right.
biggest prison colony that ever existed in the world's history.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
No,
that's the Englishmen to blame for that. And what on earth gave them direct to send people to Australia for prison? I mean, wow.
yeah. I think the main reason that the sacrificing virgins dropped out is that they're getting harder to find.
The virgins, you mean?
Yeah, virgins. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm.
you're still there, Soren.
Hi,
Actually,
Søren. I
Soren,
would
I think his
Danish or
heritage his
is he
heritage. I
Danish?
think it's yeah.
No, I'm Methodist myself, but the Methodists come from England.
Søren, is he Danish or Norwegian? Maybe he's neither. Oh, hi Denmark from Sweden. Hi Denmark.
No, he's actually in Australia. He's lives just up to 30 kilometres away from me in Australia. But I had an idea that he was from that Scandinavian country somewhere.
Yeah, but I would say Søren. That would be the more correct Scandinavian way to pronounce his name, because his O used to have 2 dots over it.
Yeah.
Oh
There
my
you go.
God. Then, yeah. Oh, I feel so young now since 69. Well, I'm born 68, so I'm not that young, but still young. With your eyes seen. So.
Yeah, I'm the old fart here. I was born in 45. I
Yeah,
was a true war baby.
A stroke through the O. That's right. Yeah, not the 2 dots above.
Oh yeah, of course it's Danish. Yeah. Of course, but in Swedish it's been the dots. In Norwegian and then
I'm leaving myself on mute for a little while because I'm rather peeved off at the moment.
Yeah, rightio.
But that is a spalted ball, isn't it? I think I feel a little drool dripping here. It's a little spalting in there.
No.
Is it just a grain in that wood?
Just a grain in it and a couple of big cracks.
But that
Yeah,
grain
Effie,
in that
I'm afraid I'm like you. I have my own thoughts on religion. I don't try and force it on anybody, and I don't go much with it in some of these cults that Americans seem to get, although we get some in Australia as well. So I think it's pretty worldwide where some idiot will get up and preach something and other idiots follow them along, even though it's radical, just because it suits them at the time.
Your followers.
You mean like the group that just got arrested for trying to kidnap our governor here in Michigan?
Oh, you're from Michigan even?
Yep.
I actually learned to build. Yeah, go on.
Yep, Canada's about 5 miles from us. Across the river, Detroit River.
Yeah, it's
Well,
really close.
yeah, the Detroit as a city and Windsor, Canada, has been almost like a single community, even back before we were a country when it was the French and English, the French on the Canadian side, the river, and the English on this side. But they found they couldn't live separately because one knew how to hunt and fish and the other didn't know how to do anything with what they caught or how to even take care of the animals. So it's been a tight community. Even with the COVID, our hospitals here in the Detroit area had enough room to take in people from Windsor because their hospital system was so overcrowded within about 2 3 weeks of the outbreak. But we're two countries divided by a piece of water.
Yeah, well, it gets like that when you're really close to one another. Like some of the places we have, or the borders we have to Norway, are they are some live even on the. We don't have any fence or anything like that. It's we have toll on the big roads, but you can go on a small dirt road and nobody cares if you're in Sweden or Norway. And it's they are kind of close society there too. But the Norways like to come and shop in Sweden because it's much cheaper.
Yeah. Well, U.S. and Canada used to be that way 4 years ago.
So, but there's you don't have to show any passport. Or in Scandinavia, we're free to travel between ourselves with no passport. We always have been between what is it? Norway, Sweden, Finland, Denmark, and Iceland. I believe Greenland is in that too because it belongs to Denmark. But so we don't need any passport in between there.
Hmm. Yeah,
No, it's one.
Iceland. I liked Iceland. I was there a couple of times when I was in the military. Uh, had to land at the air base there, and no, it was Greenland, Thule, Greenland. We had it. Uh, that was interesting. The runway was long enough to take, I think, 9 planes off simultaneously. Big cargo planes. It
Wow.
was built that way for World War II because it was a refueling depot
Yeah,
between
from
North
the
America. Yeah,
yeah,
and the war.
I would imagine. Did you actually know that the south, very south post of Greenland is almost on the same longitude as Stockholm? It differs 1 or 2 grades or something like that. It's
Yes.
unbelievable, but the Gulf Stream is the reason why we have a better climate here than what they have. We
Yeah, I
wouldn't
was
be
in.
anything without
Yeah,
that.
I lived in Alaska for almost 10 years during the big Trans-Alaskan Pipeline, and people look at the Decatur maps that most people look at the world in, and Alaska is so small, they think, well, it's a real small state. But you could cut Alaska in half, and Texas would be the third largest state. But a Texan like to brag about how big their state is. But we as Alaskans love to rub it in.
Yeah, of
It's
Oh,
big.
course.
We have one city in northern Alaska that actually has where the time zones come together. You know, at the top of the world, they do come together. You can walk through a hotel up there, a motel, and be in 3 different time zones. It's marketed that way for tourists. Hey, wake up, wife. You're in the bed next to me, but the time zone's between us. So you're an
Yeah.
hour apart. But it's true. You can walk from one side of Nome to the other in about 15 minutes and actually cross 2 time zones.
Yeah,
It's that
that's
far north.
interesting. Yeah, so you know about the light in the winter and the summer and all of that, that in no light in winter and all the light you can ever have in the summer. You
Oh,
must
yeah.
have midnight sun up there. Yeah, if you're that close to the time zone, you must have
No, you
midnight
don't
sun.
even see the sun. It's just barely over the horizon.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's like almost daylight for 1 or 2 hours, then it goes down again.
well, where I was in Fairbanks, and if you go all the way to Nome, Nome's pitch black.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, Fairbanks, it would be just a light glow over the horizon, but the street lights, the automated street lights, wouldn't go out because it wasn't bright enough to go out. But in
It
the
looks
summer
like
months, as I've said, you got to carry a compass along with your wristwatch to know what time it is.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think Jay's having a bit of trouble there. Wouldn't be surprising if he shuts it down in a minute.
Choctaw.
Choctaw.
What is that?
Choctaw is an Indian tribe related
Yeah,
to
it
Yeah.
sounds
the
like that.
yeah. And so you spirit worship, do you, Effie? Because most of the Indian tribes did.
We have like in northern part of Sweden, we have the polar circle, of course. So, and in the very, very north part of Sweden, there is this place they have, you can be in 3 countries at the same time on a rock. It's Norway, Sweden, and Finland.
Yes, that rock's going underwater, I hear.
Uh, Sorry,
The
don't know about that. I haven't been up
the
there.
water levels are getting awfully high. That would made the news here, National
Oh,
Geographic news, is because of the ice caps melting. The water's
it's
level's
funny.
gone
I
up
haven't
enough
heard
to
of
cover
it.
part of it.
They haven't made a big news of that over here. I never heard of it, actually, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Well, the rock understand that it's been getting covered more and more in the last 4 or 5 years, 6 years, but just lately, with the depending upon the tides, it isn't there, and then it comes back again.
Yeah, but usually we don't have any water border up there to the it must come from a Norwegian fjord that comes in there then, because we
Yeah.
don't have any border to the northern seas that way. We just have the Baltic and on the way toward Denmark. So
Ah.
we don't have that side. It's all Norway. So yeah, and still we have had a visitor from a whale shark. Actually, in on the west coast of Sweden. That was a
Oh,
bit
yeah.
interesting. Yeah, yeah, even that. But I thought they liked the cold water. They were up in the more Nordic Atlantic waters, but no, he
Yeah, the
swam in there.
Arctic Circle. I got a kick out of the Arctic Circle. Where I lived in Alaska, it was 9 miles away from me.
Yeah, it's pretty dark over there in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't get snow, you will get really, really, really depressed in that area because then it will be so bloody dark that nobody sees anything without the light. You have to have a light all the time. But if
Yeah.
you get a bit of snow, like in November, and it at least stays until January, February, then it lights up so much so it's actually bearable. But with no snow, it's because it's like here in Stockholm, we hardly get any snow anymore.
Do you
We get
get the aurora borealis?
rarely, but we get them down here, but rarely. You have to be further up north for that. But Sweden is quite tall. We're taller than Florida, I heard. We're even bigger than Florida, I heard.
Yeah.
But we're very tall country, so or long, maybe you call it long. I don't know.
Wow.
From the north to south, we're pretty long.
Yeah.
We were
Yeah.
pretty narrow on the other way, on the other hand. So, but we are a small country, but I think we are the biggest country in Scandinavia, actually. Well, if Denmark account Greenland again, it might be a little bit big. Denmark is
Yeah.
small. Sorry, Søren, but it's very small.
Most people, at least around the states, have no idea that the two countries are the same or owned. That Greenland. Yeah, it's I don't know
Yeah,
what it is, but people aren't taught history and geography anymore.
yeah, but it's because I'm Scandinavian. It's part of my history to keep track on that. It's like what you get taught in school. But on the other hand, I'm not too good with the states in America and some stuff there. But I do know about Detroit and all of that because I learned to build saddles from a guy from Detroit.
Ah,
So and what we got fed over here was that when the depression lately, or what you call it, the car industry died and all of that, and half of Detroit went into a ghost town.
Yep. Yep. How true. Detroit, the
And
city limits are humongous. If you look at Manhattan, which is New York City, you
yeah,
can put two of them inside Detroit's borders.
Well,
quite a big city.
here's an interesting little trivial thing. Until 15 years or so ago, Brisbane, the capital of Queensland, actually its city area was the largest in the world. Los Angeles has just beaten it.
Actually, we have had a city in
Hmm.
Sweden that have been the largest in the world too. It's a mining city up in the north called Kiruna. It was the biggest for, yeah, long time ago, in the 80s maybe.
Mm.
But then other cities, because it was very wide. People were living on a wide area, and actually, that city about that is a very remarkable thing going up there because of the mine. They have this big iron mine there, and they dig so much and so widely, so they had to move the city because it was getting unstable where the city were, because they had the mine is underneath there.
Yeah,
So
we
they
had the same.
yeah,
Sorry, God.
they had to move the whole city, and it's kind of a big thing, and we don't even talk about much about it down here because it's up in the north. And as it goes, we don't care about the people up in the north, but we do, of course we do. And we have the native of Sweden up there too, with the reindeers and stuff like that. The
Yeah, there's
Samic people.
quite a few places have had to move in Victoria because of the coal mine. We've got some of the largest brown coal mines in Australia here, or we did have, and they've had to move about four cities actually because they're just open cut mines and they kept encroaching into the town, so they've had to move it.
Yeah, but yeah, money talks, isn't that a fact? It's
Oh
cheaper
yeah,
to move the city than to change the direction of where you go mining. Yeah,
yeah.
we
Yeah,
have
Well,
to
yeah.
go with it's yeah, it's sometimes it's unbelievable. We even have had Canadian mine corporation been up in northern Sweden and try to find places to mine, but nobody wants them up there, and we don't want anybody come here and do the fracking.
don't get me started on that stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
it's
makes me
caused
so
more
angry.
trouble.
That makes me yeah. Let's change the subject so we'll sit here and be so angry.
Well, Jay, I must admit that held together well. I'm not surprised really because the cracks didn't go all the way down, but it was still a bit dubious there for a while.
It will do as a fruit bowl.
Can I
Now,
just say, can I just say to all the people that said to me this morning, that won't work, throw it in the fire, it's going to explode on you. What did I say it was going to do? Not
Up
explode on
yours.
me. Not explode. I knew it
I,
wasn't going to explode. You just needed to have some faith in me. That's all. That's all. That's all it
I
comes down.
I never said it wouldn't explode. I said it'd just be very wary of it.
To.
Yeah. Well, now you
But
need to
it's
make a
pretty
pestle
wood.
to go with it. That way you'll have a mortise and pestle. It's about
But
the shape of a good pestle.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, good mortise and
is that
pestle.
what you call them? A pestle, where you jank your herbs together,
that's
Yes.
it.
spices. Yeah, yeah. So that's what you call it. Yeah.
What do
Everybody
you
needs.
call it?
I would need a good roll pin, or what you call it, where you roll dough with. I would
Yeah,
need
Oh,
a.
rolling
rolling.
pin.
Yeah, I would need one of those. That's just a chunky wood piece. That would be really nice.
I've turned them for my sister many a time. She does a lot of baking. She needed some odd size ones.
Yeah, but they are. They used to be like with a hole in the middle, at least here, and then a pin go through, and you had two handles, so you can roll it like that without.
Yes.
But you don't need to have that. You can just have the wood piece. It's as long as it's round. It doesn't even have to be round, to be honest. But
I,
not when I bake, at least.
I used to make 14 different varieties of rolling pins. We used to supply a lot of bakeries and French restaurants with rolling pins, and the French rolling pins are different than everybody else's. But
Of course.
Of course they are.
and
Different.
the biggest rolling pin I made was 4 foot long, 6 inches in diameter, and had 2 grooves down the ends because it used to roll on a bench to flatten out the pastry for pies, and it had to be 8 millimeters thick. So we built the bench that ran along the side and had the roller go 8 inches down over the top, so that brought it down to a perfect thickness the whole length.
Yeah, but if you do it in an industry scale or like a shop, you need to do so many at the time. It's really nice to have custom made stuff to make it easier to make it. It goes faster.
Yeah, Soren, Jay wouldn't know who Paul Barton is, but I doubt that I'd take that one even down to that size.
What?
There's a fella in Victoria here, Paul Barton, his name is. Paul and I have done quite a few demonstrations together. Now, Paul makes hollow vessels that are about 3 millimeters thick the whole length, and that's up to 2 feet deep, which is 600 millimeters deep, and even thickness all the way down. And he does not measure. He's just got a knack for doing them.
I got a bit mesmerized by a Japanese guy who made goblets with the long stem, and there were see-through goblets. And I got so, because I haven't seen that technique before done, so I got all mesmerized by that guy. Unbelievable stuff, and he made with the rings on and all of that, and it was amazing.
All right, time to brag, if that's the case.
Yeah, you can brag. It's okay.
Put me on full camera, Jay.
Is it bragging or
Yeah.
showing off though?
I'm showing.
Yes, sir, and it was like that. Yeah.
That's 2 millimeters all the way down there. That was all done with a skew chisel, just a skew chisel.
Well,
This one
something
here
happened
was
with
just
you.
this one here was just mucking about, and that wasn't supported on the end at all. I just turned the whole thing complete in one hit. But this one here, that had to have support on the end there. So, all right.
Yeah.
So goblets are nothing new. I did that one 30 years ago as a bet. Because they said you can't turn a goblet with a skew the whole way, and I said yes, you can.
Of course you can.
Yeah,
If you can handle the
hollowing
skew.
with a skew.
I did the hollowing with a skew as well.
Well, if you can handle the skew, then yeah. Now my female cats are here and making stuff. You want to lie down and you're not sure?
Oh, yeah, Soren's just pointed out that Paul Barton also goes down. Like he'll have a pot that's 300, 400 millimeters wide at the top, and it goes down to a 25 mil base, and it just balances there. In fact, at one exhibition, they had it just near the doorway, and they opened the door and a bloody breeze blew it off the table. Fortunately, it didn't do any damage to it, but they are just that light. Right, Jay.
But that guy is I'm because he makes like a funnel or something like that. So and with the raw edge on top of the as I said, my female cat is here now.
Yeah, typical cat. Got to be the centre of attention.
Yeah, she's the old one here. But she's a small cat. She's like, if she were fit like before she was spaded, she would have been a very small, like 3 kilos cat tops. She's very small compared to the other one. But yeah, so
I
I was
must
gonna
admit
say,
that was
yeah,
one thing that surprised me, Soren. Like Soren belongs to a wood turning club about 40 miles from me, 40 kilometres away from me. And I did a demonstration there in February of how to make a stand for one of Paul Barton's bowls, actually, or sculptures. And I'm actually surprised at how many people have used that idea on other things. It just astounded me, Soren. You didn't put a centre mark in it, did you, Jay?
I did. You
but
weren't
it's
watching.
wobbly.
You were too busy
Well-
gas bagging.
Well, no, all right, if it's got a centre mark in it, which it should have, that
Yeah.
is not the part that's out. It's the part that's in the headstock that's out. You've got to do another thing to hold it, because the radius is too big for the thing to seat properly in it.
Oh yeah. So I can't take it off with this. Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, if you get it, there's a problem. It may move
Yeah.
when
I
you're
get where you're
turning
coming
it.
from.
All right.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah. No, it was a standard when I started, because your secretary sends out all the magazines to me, Soren, and I really appreciate that. And with COVID, I'm surprised at the number of people that have put that to use, which makes me happy, because I like to do demonstrations where people actually use what I show.
Well, one of these days I want to get you talked into doing a demonstration on your big lathe for our club here, which is next Saturday, but not for a demonstration.
Yeah.
I think I need to add you, Robo, to my list of. Because you might have some video when you use that big lathe of yours.
Oh, he
Oh, I've
does.
got a couple. Yeah, I've got a couple up.
But
Yeah,
he's
'cause
got two
that is-
websites. You got to know which one.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why YouTube did that to me, but anyway.
Can't you move them over?
No. Only way is to copy them off and then put them into the other one.
Now he keeps the riffraff away from all his videos. You see.
I think I need to go and feed my cats because that's what they are both telling me here now. There's not enough food in our bowls. Feed us.
That's
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
no worries.
We'll be here.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go. It's 1:19. I'm already tomorrow.
Yeah, this is a long one, nearly 3 hours. Jeez.
What do you reckon, Robbo?
It's been enjoyable. That's all that matters, isn't it?
Well, actually, Jay, you can make it so as it actually sits, so as it doesn't sit square, right? So it's got a slight lean to it. So if you want to turn it off, just turn it off. The bowl won't sit straight, but that won't be a problem.
No, not when I'm scooping munchies out of it.
No, you wouldn't care.
No, that's right.
But if you're going to do that, maybe offset it a little more.
No, I wouldn't offset it too much. You end up with, because it hasn't got a very thick base on it, so you end up with a knife edge on one side, and I just do it there and see how it looks.
Bit down to there.
You're frozen again, Jay.
But that must be some special Australian wood, isn't it?
I don't know what it was actually. I don't think Jay said.
Because
No,
you
it
have
was
some
in the
different
wood
woods
file.
there.
It was in the wood file.
I don't think we have any special wood in Sweden whatsoever. That's special to here, but the only thing is special here is the days when, or the years when we have a cone season, when all the pine trees get red cones at the same time, from the Russian tundra all the way up to Canada, I think.
Yeah, well, you have a lot of softwoods there, like pine trees.
Yeah. Our wood industry is with preferably the short pine trees, but it's also, yeah, it depends what you're going to use the wood for. But like IKEA furniture are usually made from the long pine trees.
Hmm.
So, because they are easy and soft and stuff like that. But yeah.
Well, the
But
wood that I know that you have, I've got a couple pieces of it, and it's expensive. Is bog wood.
bogwood.
Yes, very
What my
expensive.
what? That's in Sweden.
They're found, yeah, there, but it's wood that's been buried underwater or in mud for
Ah,
at
you
least
mean? Oh yeah,
10,000 years.
from boglands. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but are you sure it's Scandinavian or not from Russia or something? Because they have
No,
more boglands over there when they find the dinosaur bones.
no, it's from that part, your part of the world, and I've got some from where was it?
Yeah, it's really dark and yeah, and it's really hard
Yeah.
also.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I won a piece in a raffle, and I've yet to figure out what to do with it. I've cut it up and made some pen blanks, but I dulled
Knife
my drill
handles would
trying
be
to
nice
drill it.
from it too, wouldn't it? Knife handles would work
Yeah.
too if it's hard.
Well, I've used it as make a fancy pen, buy a decent blank, and put guts and all for the pen, and make out of that as a presentation. And then I
You
have a
know,
copy of the documentation I got when I got the wood to go with it.
yeah, that's nice. So you can know how old it is and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's really nice. There's a neat feature to the pen that makes it even more special. And it's actually, before I start watching these Turner videos, it started out with I don't know why, but all of a sudden I got all this mesmerized by people turning stuff, and the more I watch, the my knowledge expand. Of course, I haven't done it myself yet, so I haven't actually turned anything yet. So, but I'm learning stuff. The more I watch, and the more of the old guys that knows what they're talking about and stuff. Yeah, and if I haven't, I ask to probably many of you stupid questions because I should have known better. But then I don't know, so I ask. So I learn about the bevel and everything. So I know everything in English now. I don't know it in Swedish. That's going to be a problem if I get the Swedish teacher today, because I wouldn't know what he talks about. So, but it's an amazing world because there's so much. I didn't think for a second that people actually turned pens. That was like, wow. Do
Oh,
people
yeah.
do that? And yes, they do.
Yeah,
haven't-
don't look at me then. I've never turned a pen. I have no desire to turn a pen.
Yeah, but you turn gigantic. That's different. Not many people turn flag posts. So yeah, there you
No,
go.
that's right.
So and masts to ships and stuff like that, and well, I thought like in the old Viking days, you just go out and find your tree that's straight up and all of that, and then you cut it down and take away the branches, and then you have your mast. But it's a little bit more complicated than that, isn't it?
Oh, it certainly is. Now, Jay, what sort of timber is that?
Søren say peppercorn.
Yeah,
Yes,
I know.
it
Sorry.
is.
Sorry?
Peppercorn.
Peppercorn,
What?
is it? Right.
What is peppercorn?
Well, it's a tree.
Yeah, I need to go and see if Google can translate that for me because I have no idea what that is.
So look for pink peppercorn.
It's English tree that was bought out here.
It's pretty much a pest here, the way it grows.
Yeah.
Okay, it's literally a pepper tree that grows peppers.
Yes. They
Yeah.
got little nuts that
Yep.
you can grind up for pepper yet.
Yep.
And in Sweden, the closest relations to those trees are the maple and the chestnut.
Ah, I never knew that. So,
They say
Yep,
you learn
that's
something
what
new
they
every
told
day.
me.
yeah. Jay, the
Whoa.
bottom of that bowl isn't flat, remember?
It's gonna wobble.
Yeah.
No. It's not flat. It's convex. It's not concave. Just put a square across
just
it and you'll see what I mean.
It'll sit on a wonk.
Eh?
Oh, you mean here? You mean here?
Well, no, from out in the rim to rim on the base, it's not flat. It's
Yeah.
got a slight convex curve in it. You were going to concave it when you turned it round to fix the bottom. But you haven't done that yet. Put a square across it and it'll rock in the middle.
So it's afternoon in Australia, and everybody starts to use their internet. So Jay got nothing left.
Yeah, 426.
Yeah, everybody comes in from the sun.
See how it's higher on the rim than it is in the centre? Or lower on the rim, depending on which way you look at it.
Yeah.
No. Put the edge of the square on it, not the side like that. You never measure anything like that. No, turn it up 90 degrees so it's a straight edge fits along it. No.
The roller's sitting straight.
No, not that way, because you can bend it to make it suit. Here's the base of your bowl. You're doing this. You're putting it on like that. Put it around like that. Okay?
You want it like that?
Yeah, on its edge. And then have a... No, not that edge.
I think he's doing it on purpose.
Shush, Dr. Bob. Come on.
I'll jump down the mic. I'll jump down the microphone in a minute.
He plays with me by making me do it the hard way. Come on.
He'll haunt you tonight.
Now, so that
He does that already.
that blade's bending. It's not giving you a straight edge.
All right. Okay.
Put it up on. Turn the right angled bit up at 90 degrees to the bowl, so it sits on its flat edge like that. That's right.
Can you see the light?
Now put it down where eyes can see it, instead of sideways like that.
Oh, come on. It looked good like that.
He's hiding it.
Yes, I know he is.
I don't know what you're on about.
Were your kids that bad?
No, we'll see how. All right, with your left hand, push it hard up against the bowl, and then have a look on the right hand side. There's a gap on the right hand at the other end.
I'll put the light on for you, because the only gap that I see is in the middle here where I've dug it, where I've concaved it in.
All right, let's have a look.
Eva looks real enthralled here. She's like sitting on the seat on the side of her seat.
Kids.
Come on, don't be like that.
Yeah, just barely.
Like that tiny little bit there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, You said you were going to concave it when you turned it around to turn it backwards, because I asked you at the time, why are you're putting Yorkshire Grit on that? Because you're going to turn it away.
And I
And
thought it
you
was
said,
concave enough.
I said, I will make it concave when I turn it around.
My
All right,
God,
so
you have a memory like an elephant.
it's not
Yeah.
that bad. Not as bad as you're making it out to be, though.
No, but it's still only going to sit around a little rim in the centre, not on the outer periphery.
Yeah,
And yes,
all right.
Eva, I have a memory like an elephant. My wife learned
Even
a
a
long
minute.
time ago. My wife learned a long time ago never to argue with me, because I remember exactly what was said.
I got the perfect T-shirt for you, Robbo. It says, oh, you know what? I got a shit memory. I forgot. See,
Yeah.
I have to be wearing it. Sorry, kids.
I must
I'm
say, I
not-
really like that wood. It's really, really lovely.
Yeah, our
Yeah.
peppercorn comes up quite nice.
I'm gonna wreck it now.
So much happening in it. It's black in there. It's gray in there. It's so much.
Put your tool rest down across the face of the base. I know that sounds funny.
Face of the base. Face of the base.
Yeah. Turn it round at right angles now.
Thought you didn't like that kind of music, Robbo.
Like that. No, get it. Can you get it? Can you get it square?
No.
Well,
No.
the tool rest can't come around any further.
No.
Or your banjo can't get around there. Yeah? Yes,
There
you
you go.
can. Look at that.
See, look at
Yeah,
that. Okay, good.
Yeah. Now move it in a little bit towards the tailstock.
I've locked it in. Oh no, it gets closer to the bowl.
Yeah, that's all right. That's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
as
I've
long as
got
you have a little movements gap, yes, you're fine,
Yeah.
aren't you? Oh, that's
Right.
really close.
Nope.
Right. Move it back. That shows you how much it's out of whack. All right. Now just make a pass with your bowl gouge, starting from the outside in towards the centre, and concave it in a bit. But come in from the edge about 8 or 9 millimetres, all right? So you leave a little bit of the edge there.
Yep.
Sometimes it's so confusing with you guys and your measurement because since I'm metric, I use my centimeters and meters and stuff, and you mix in feet and inches and millimeters, and it's very confusing at times.
I normally use metric a lot of the time, but I slip back into old habits and use inches because that's what I was actually schooled in. So.
But I also learned that there's difference between an American inch and an UK inch.
No, they're both the same.
They are the same.
Inches are the same.
Is it the feet that different?
No, their linear measurement is exactly the same as the UK system. Now, liquid measurement, that's a totally different thing altogether.
Oh yeah, make a recipe from America and try to make it into Swedish measurement. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare without. We don't do ounces over here. I have no idea what 1 ounce is. I can do milliliters though. That works. I can even do centiliters. That works too, but it's a part of the liter.
Yeah, I wish we had metrics. We did at one time after World War II. There was a big push to move everything to metric, and technically by law, everything is in metric because if you look at packaging here, it has to show the metric because we do a lot of export. But at one time in the 50s, they were talking about making everything metric because all of our doughboys from World War II were back and they were driving and they knew kilometers. So they were going to make the change. And it was in the 50s, I remember it, and we all had to learn it. But the problem was it was too expensive to change all the road signs in the country from miles to metric. So it was dropped just because it was too expensive. But all of the packaging has both on it.
But you could have just changed, paint over the old letters, and you would need to change the sign sooner or later anyway. So
Oh, yeah, but it was in the hundreds of millions of dollars. So no.
yeah, and you got to have people to do it. But yeah,
Yeah. But all of our automobiles since the 50s or late 60s have both metric and non for mileage, both in miles and kilometers driven or speed. You can switch between them.
Ah,
Okay.
that's
Well,
interesting.
It's
Well,
because
awesome.
we import so much.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
1 Swedish mile is 10 kilometers. That's and
So it's
CERN is
it's
talking
a
about the
metric.
gallon. So the gallon, you mistyped that. Maybe the gallon is the same as gallon, I suppose. But so a US gallon is 3.5 liters, and in UK a gallon is 4.5.
Yeah, same in
And
Australia.
in Canada, it's worse. The
Oh my
Canadian
God!
gallon is uh, 5 liters, not
No,
What?
four,
four.
4.5. Canada would use the imperial system, the
Yeah,
English
they
system.
were because they still went back to what their original. But
Yeah.
it's
To
like
be to be
if you buy
precise,
gasoline, there are 5 quarts
yeah.
in a
To,
gallon in the
no,
Canadian gallon.
no, there's only 4 quarts in a gallon. But to be precise, it's actually 4.55 litres per gallon.
How much do you pay for 1 gallon of gas then?
No,
Right.
we pay per litre. We're all metric in Australia.
Okay, yeah, but in America you still fuel up your car
Uh,
with gallons.
right now, it's pretty cheap. It's been because not many people are buying gas because they can't go anywhere. So we went from almost 3.50 to $1.60 now,
Wow.
to dollar 40 to $1.60 in the Detroit area because
And we
we've got the
pay $1.
refineries here.
Yeah, and we paid that the same amount for 1 liter.
Ours was the same until COVID came along. Now, I'm talking about diesel now. Our prices are about $1.15 a litre.
We're
For
trying to get
diesel.
rid of all the diesel car here because they give the worst fumes.
I'm gonna have to butt in for a second. When I've cut this off, I'm gonna turn the live off. All right. So,
Yeah, I know, because you got tea time just about.
no, it is now. She's inside. She's not impressed either, to be honest.
Yeah, I figured that.
Well, I got to get
Why-
to bed. It's
Why don't
1:30,
you
1:40.
why don't you cut it off after tea, Jay?
Yeah.
I'll
All right.
catch you tomorrow night.
Thanks for coming in. But
It's a nice book. Thank you for having me here. It was fun.
yeah. Thanks for
Yeah.
coming, Eva.
You have to
Yeah.
come back.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
he
good.
skipped out early.
Yeah,
It's good
all
to
right.
put a face from the name. You see.
Yes.
Yeah, but this was a good place to kind of hide away from all the other guys. So
all right. Thanks
Very
for.
nice. Very nice, Jay. You've done well on that, really.
yeah,
Thanks.
it's a really pretty wood. That it looks so spalted, even if it's not.
Yeah, it's
No.
nice. Very nice wood.
Yeah, looking forward to the picture later on Facebook.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Goodbye, everybody. See you
All
all
right.
later.
Bye. Nighty
Bye
night.
bye. Good
Don't
night,
forget to-
Soren. Or good
don't forget to-
afternoon. I'll see you in 3.5 hours' time. You right for tonight, are you, Jay?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Rightio. Catch you later.
Yeah. Bye.
Night night. Bye,
Bye.
Theron.
Yeah, all right. Catch us later. Don't forget the like button. Have a good day, night, wherever you are.